Hey everyone, I hope everybody is doing well, and same with you, Amit. So, let me ask you this first. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word NFT?
Well, when I hear the word NFT, I see its long-term, potential. I don't see what's going on today,
Hmm.
which is just sort of the scratching the surface and people just using it to scam people and all that stuff.
Hmm.
But there's also the early signs of something very much more profound, which
Hmm.
is, ownership of digital assets. And what is an asset? An asset is really like a collectible is an asset because it captures memory.
Yeah.
Something
Hmm.
important happened and something
Hmm.
authentic about that event and memory is what is
Hmm.
called a collectible. And
Hmm.
then that's one aspect of, capturing the past and,
Hmm.
and, and creating something that you can then, you know, trade and share and,
Hmm.
collect. But that's just one part of what an NFT can do. The other things that
Hmm.
you can imagine it being is almost like an access token for
Hmm.
various things in the network of networks or the multiverse or the metaverse or any business, frankly, right? That you walk in the door and show
Hmm.
them your wallet that has some
Hmm. Hmm.
representation, like a barcode, for example, or even just the number or whatever it is,
Hmm.
that allows you access into the venue or into the experience or into the deal or whatever it is, right? So
Yeah. Hmm.
ultimately it's really just a token, right,
Hmm.
which represents something. By itself it has no meaning. So the question is
Yeah.
only, what does it represent?
Hmm.
It's not itself anything interesting. It's like saying, what do I think of websites? I think they're great. It just depends on what it does and what it's for. And
Yeah. Hmm.
so it has no inherent intrinsic thing. It's always what it means and what it represents in the real world, and therefore it has
Hmm.
an extrinsic value. I mean,
Hmm.
intrinsically, of course, everything becomes digital and it's great and it's tradable, and that's amazing.
Hmm.
That seamlessness, interoperability, and digital liquidity, you might say, is very
Hmm.
exciting. Being able to take
Yeah.
a digital twin or controlled number of twins or clones of your
Hmm.
physical world services or objects or places or whatever,
Yeah.
authentically authenticated as
Hmm.
those twins. These are all NFT use cases. I mean, you're literally being able to move these things around, store them offline, and
Hmm.
so on. Right? That's cool. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. And I was just wondering, so the digital art seems to be one of the simplest use cases and which is being explored right now in the real world. We have, if we want to expand to in the same field, we have the real arts, sculptures and paintings and whatnot. That could be the next use case or next level of how NFT can be used. You also mentioned about events and games and whatnot. Can you shed a little bit of light and show, like, tell us an example how it can be used in event as well as in like games or avatars? We talked about avatars in our last discussion. So,
See, in events, it's very simple. An NFT acts like a
hmm,
ticket,
hmm,
right? You buy a ticket that's obviously a unique item, right? If you go into a venue with 100 seats and you have a seat number, or on a plane, there
yeah,
is no other person who can have
hmm,
that ticket
hmm,
in that flight, you know?
yeah,
So that's
hmm,
an exact example of a unique token, which
hmm,
is what a non-fungible token means, a unique
yeah,
token, right?
unique token. Yeah,
So that's
hmm,
all that means. So it's a ticket, and therefore it
hmm,
acts like a ticket. I buy the ticket and I can send the ticket to somebody else. They have the ticket now, and so
hmm,
whoever has the ownership of this ticket
hmm,
has the right to use it, right? And the system can
hmm,
even burn it after use or whatever it is, right? So
yeah,
these are all ways in which events can be, and then you might have some secret events that you can only unlock if you have
hmm,
some secret NFT, which is
yeah,
gamified through some,
hmm,
giveaway,
hmm,
like the golden, what is it, the golden ticket or something, right? In Willy
hmm,
Wonka's
hmm,
chocolate factory. So you could
yeah,
imagine that,
hmm,
out of every, you have a 10K collection. These people are using all this,
hmm,
collections and selling NFTs and art and this and that,
hmm,
which is the first thing you mentioned.
hmm,
Now, out of that 10,000, maybe 10 or 20 are special. You don't know which, right?
yeah.
And so you could
Yeah.
do all kinds of cool things, which makes it easy to do those things. Now, regarding
Mm,
digital art, it's not about what the type of art it is, whether it's digital or physical or anything.
mm,
Let's say that we all created a digital version of or a physical version of Mona Lisa, the painting.
mm,
Okay,
mm,
we all created it, copy paste, exact same.
mm,
What is it that gives value to your painting versus the one that's in the Louvre, which is the original? They're both physical paintings. They're both
mm.
copies of each other. Let's assume you can't make, let's say it's a matter compiler. You can 3D print anything. Now you've
Yeah.
got an
Mm,
exact copy of the Mona Lisa. What does it mean? Does it mean that the
mm.
value is the same?
No, it does not.
So we have to become extremely clear where the value of that
Mm,
particular painting is. It's
mm,
not in the physical molecules
mm.
that make up
Yeah.
the painting, which
Yeah.
costs all of 10 cents, probably.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm,
so we have to understand where is the value. The value is, they say, in the eye of the beholder, you see. So
mm.
what are we
Yeah.
beholding? Are we all beholding the same molecules that make up the painting? Yes. We're all, looking at the same set of molecules. And yet we all
Mm,
say that the same molecules have different values. Why?
yeah.
Because it is the identity of the person involved or the entity involved behind those particular set of molecules
Mm,
that you are valuing. Oh, it was Michelangelo,
yeah.
you know?
Mm,
Oh, that it was Amit. Who cares, right? Like Amit created the same painting. He just used a compiler to do it. Matter
mm,
compiler. He copied, he 3D printed it. So what's the big deal in that? But guess what? By the way, let's rewind now. If Michelangelo comes along now and he says, "Oh, cool, I can use a 3D printer to make art," that's
mm,
awesome. Now he makes a new one, okay, which is also 3D printed,
mm,
okay, and then we all copy it also again.
mm.
What will happen now? It's like again he gets the only one with value, because
Yeah.
again
Exactly.
it's not about how it was made or what
Mm,
happened to it. You
mm.
see, it's really about uh, it's about who and identity. You see, so
Yeah.
that's what it is. So that's
Awesome.
about art, right? So now
Mm,
coming to,
mm.
now you can imagine everything and anything becoming gamified in this way, you know.
Yeah. Mm.
So that's the situation.
Cool. That clarifies a lot of doubts, because NFT is something, a word which is thrown around very frequently nowadays, and people have less clarity on what it beholds, or what the future can be. What do you think with, like, where we are going with NFTs, and let's say somewhere 10 years down the line or 15 years down the line, how the real world implication of NFTs, and how they'll be integrated with everybody's life?
Yeah, like I said, it's like a website or an app or any type of digital channel, right? It's a medium, right? It's not
Mm,
by itself, you know anything. Like the internet is for everybody. Everybody has the internet connection. So what? It now depends on what you do with it and where you go
mm,
and all the connections that you
mm,
use and leverage and actually do stuff. So that activity, which is being facilitated now by the internet with all these
mm,
technologies, will become
mm,
seamless and will become commonplace, right? So like I have digital cash, I will have digital tickets and digital tokens that represent
mm,
everything,
mm,
because we're living in a digital world. So it's a digital replica, virtualization of the world is
mm.
what is called as digital transformation.
Yeah.
So when we become metaverse and all that, it's nothing but a copy or another version of the physical
Mm,
world where you can go and do things. That's what you call digital transformation. Imagine that you can do the same thing with the Apple glasses in the real world with mixed
yeah.
reality
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
augmented reality, where I'm talking to you and we are able to record this, with attribution. And when a
Yeah.
sale happens and across these conversations, people are getting paid just to hang out and wear the thing and be in the real world.
Yeah.
That is
Mm,
true, seamless, digital,
mm.
everything, right? It's the multiverse,
Yeah.
right? So,
That is, yeah, that's something we look forward to.
yes, 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 absolutely.
Awesome. Thanks, Amit, so much for such a humbling and lovely conversation on NFTs and clarifying a lot of doubts among people, or among like for me as well, regarding NFTs and what the potential they have, their value exactly. Thanks so much.
Totally. Yeah.